Hey, it's Grottu Orloff. We're up here on the 5th floor of the Grottu Orloff building in Grottuville, Tennessee. This is Pete the cat. He's helping me organize comics. I was going to do a special, not branded edition, but those are buried a few boxes down, so that may have to happen a little bit later on. What I keep discovering are, this one eye seems more closed than the other. I'm going to the ophthalmologist tomorrow. I'm very conscious of what's going on with my eyes right now. Let's see what's going on in this box. Okay, all right. Yeah, okay. This is frustrating because I need... Okay, I see what I need to do. I think I see what I need to do. Okay, Dennis the Menace, not in the right order. Oh, look at this. I've been told in the comment section, I've been told I need to stay on a cover longer than 2 seconds, and that is true. So let me get this where the lighting's just right. The lighting's hitting at an angle. Hold on. See yourself there, Pete? Okay. Oh, I know. That's okay. 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 I'm getting to the point. I'm really starting to look like Dr. Phibes now. Could be worse things. I look like Joe Biden with hair sewn into my head. Okay, so this is where I take the name Grottu. Marie Severin did this drawing, but the interior story of Grottu is this giant ant is actually from one of the 50s timely, Marvel, early, giant monster comics, and this is a late Silver Age, early Bronze Age reprinting of the old horror stuff. So I'm going to put this in with the Silver Age. Okay, and then we were looking at Purple Claw when we last met, so I'll put that down here with the Silver Age and older. And then I discovered that I had, I was mentioning I had bought at a later point, I was showing you my childhood copy of Plot number 2 earlier. This is a copy I bought at Duncanville Books that was in higher grade than my childhood copy. Yeah. And then this I bought also at Duncanville Books. So I guess I have my childhood copy and then another, I guess I have 2 other copies of this. This, I believe, is the sticker that means you pay half price, and it was marked $10, so I guess I paid $5. So I'm going to put that with the Bronze Age. Okay. The Addams Family, based on the early 70s Saturday morning cartoon, which used the Charles Addams designs actually somewhat accurately. It just, I don't remember it being all that funny, and I think it had a laugh track, which kind of took away from it. Okay, so all right, what else do I need to do here? Okay. Doctor Strange 179. It's December 15th, 2020, if I didn't mention that. I did an episode earlier today where I was showing you my plop collection. So, here's a trashed copy of the Incredible Hulk 117. I'm going to master this yet. It's all been a trial run. I'll get it to the point where I have just the right amount of light, just the right angle, and I linger on the cover long enough that you can see it. Polaris nuclear sub. Only $6.98. Almost dropped it. So yeah, I'm kind of a klutz today. The artwork is amazing, as usual. The song you're hearing is from the 1966 Broadway Superman musical. It's the only song in the whole play that to me is memorable or really good. The play has been forgotten. You know, it was like in the magazines of the time, you know, Batman was on television and Superman was on Broadway, and coming soon, Wonder Woman's coming to television. Well, William Dozier, the producer of Batman, tried to bring Wonder Woman to television, but he did it in a really bad way. They did some test footage. It's about 7-8 minutes long. It's probably on YouTube. I know you used to be able to get it on VHS, bootleg, you know, at comic conventions, but it was basically some really homely girl, like really ugly, and in her mind she was this beautiful Wonder Woman, but everyone else saw her and just thought she was horribly ugly, and that was his humorous premise that he was going to use, and it just didn't work. So that TV show luckily never got off the ground, and his next TV show was The Green Hornet, an adaptation of the old radio serial radio show. It wasn't a serial. Every episode was self-contained. But there were some movie serials of the Green Hornet and comic books too. There was a pilot made for a Dick Tracy TV show, and it's looks just like a Batman episode. Bright colors, casting was really good. The theme song was this driving Ventures. It was actually done by the Ventures, and it was kind of supposed to be kind of like the Batman theme. But they made a pilot, but it never went to series. So, and I'm sure that's on YouTube. I would think. Okay. And here's some more Madhouse Mads, or Archie's Madhouse. Sometimes they called it just Madhouse. Sometimes they called it Archie's Madhouse. Sometimes they called it Madhouse Mads. But yesterday, Crypt Keeper of Castle Hills was showing off his collection of Madhouse, and these are in a separate box. I need to get them filed over here with the others. And probably I'd do a lot better job at all this if I didn't have the camera going, but and I may have to do that. And then just surprise you guys. Hey, a lot of this is done. Here, look at it, instead of you watching me act confused all the time. But I don't file this under M. I file it under A, because to me the title, pretty sure the title of the comic was actually Archie's Madhouse. And plus it belongs next to Archie in the alphabetization of the comic books. Yeah, see, it became Madhouse Mad Jokes. I guess that's pronounced mad, like you draw it out into a two-syllable word. Maybe copyrighted music. Oh, did I probably didn't linger on this long enough. I gotta remember. Okay, I'm learning. It was a viewer, Felix Maldonado, was real nice about it, but he said the new camera angle's good and the lighting's good, but please, it's been longer than 2 seconds on the front covers. And let's see. Okay. Where did I buy this? Madhouse Annual. I don't remember owning it. Yeah, it was amazing. The Crypt Keeper bought the first and second appearances of Sabrina in this. She first appeared in Madhouse, and those are going for a pretty penny. Okay, I put the annuals after the whole run, then I have annuals, after them. Here's a 10-cent Blondie comic, Dagwood. I'll file it under D for Dagwood, although it's really a Blondie comic. What else do we have here? Ooh, look at this. This one definitely deserves some longer time lingering on it. It's a Korean War era comic. The problem is the light reflecting on these mylights. If I get the angle just right, maybe I can. No, I can't do that. Yeah, it looks like that bayonet's about to go right in that guy's throat. There's Master Comics number 129. From, I would assume this is early 50s. I can find my magnifying glass. Good. Gotta get more organized here. Yeah, it's early 50s. Just trust me on that. You can look it up on mycomicshop.com, can't you? Alright. Run out of boards. And it's gonna be a little bit before I'll have the extra disposable ink. No, I forgot. This is not going to fit. This is going to need to be filed separately because it's comics of that era don't fit in these bags. There's Melvin Monster. I think I showed you just about all these comics in this box were probably shown to you here on the Grottu Orloff network a while back. But what episode, I don't know. The artist didn't have to work too hard to get paid for that page. You know, it's oh well. Yeah, well, Melvin Monster. Wonderful. Yeah, it's really cold outside, man, here in Grottuville. Melvin Monster. Silver Age. Oh, I was gonna ask you, oh shit, that's been fucked up by a cat. What do you do with these little freebies that you guys get at the comic shops? You know, you guys save this stuff? I mean, or I imagine most people just toss it. But because most people just toss it, it would stand to reason that at some point it will become valuable. Like this is CSN Comic Shop News, right? And this is from, where is my magnifying glass? It's from sometime in the past. Where is the date on this thing? You know, I don't tend to throw anything away. Well, sometimes I do, and then I regret it. But it's just, you know, little newspaper that you got free at when you were checking out at the comic book store about comic news and what's coming up and things. Let me see if I can find a year anywhere here. 1999, so yeah, I guess 1999 was a ways back, right? You know, because there are people walking around voting that were born in 1999. That's, you know, you were born in 1999. That's 21 years old. So here's another one. I mean, I imagine some of these might have some value if they show some new character coming up that's popular. I don't know. I save some of these. Do you bag and board them? What do you guys do with them? Here's 752. Oh, you can't see what. I don't know. They've gotten too old now that you can't just throw them away. You don't just lie in a bird cage with them. Hold on to them for a while. You know, then shit, I just have like from the newspaper, like a TV guide out of a newspaper. I remember this Mists of Avalon was a feminist take on King Arthur, but I just have this, and does it have any value? No, but you know, if enough years pass and you've got the newspaper supplement TV guide that has Batman on the cover, well, then you've got something, you know, someone will pay $100 for or something. Here's another one of those DC showcases. That's a really great statue. Yeah, shows DC statues you could get. And video game ad on the back for whatever system that is. So, I don't know here. I mean, they're kind of boring, some of them, but I guess, you know, I saved some. Who's this artist here? That's actually a pretty good illustration, I have to admit. I don't know, is that John Romita's son? I don't know much about, I can't read a gosh darn thing without my, it's gotta be here somewhere. This is the one I was telling you, the cat has scratched it, but this is a cool cover. What was his name? Mark Schultz. He was a good artist. He was got a guy that kind of channeled Wally Wood, that Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. I remember I went to when was the summer of 1995. I went to Fort Worth. I think it was in Fort Worth, to a pinball and arcade game or coin-operated machine convention, and I got this free, this little newspaper about arcade machines and things, and I still have that. So just trying to organize everything, and there's a big giant guy. He's much bigger than me. I think he's German, but he doesn't have an extreme German accent. And he's got a blonde wife, and he's on the internet, and he buys like stuff and resells it. He's got like a antique store or something. I don't remember his name. There's like a year or two ago, he bought out all the contents of a house, a hoarder house, and this guy had the most amazing stuff, and they just kept, I think if you look up comic book hoarder house, you'd probably find it, and it just episode after episode showing all the stuff he pulled out of there and stuff he had behind other stuff. Anyway, I just got a million of these things, and that's a flyer for a bookstore in Dallas that used to be place that I went and hung out. It was a Forbidden Books and Video, and it was also a coffee shop. And the magazine I used to put out called The Sophisticate, I would have that there on consignment, and through that magazine I met a lot of people, and it was about that era that the Hypnotic Eye TV show was made, that some of you may have seen on the internet or bootleg VHS back in the old days, and I helped with the production of the first few episodes of that. Episode 2 was pretty much all me. This is an auction catalog from a long time ago, and see they're auctioning off like a painting from the front cover of Famous Monsters, and this is from the Comic Art and Graphics Gallery in Cincinnati, Ohio. Man, it's got a torn page. I didn't do that. I don't know where I got this from, honestly. The original art they're selling, Charlie Brown and stuff. Okay, got my attention was diverted by those things there. Okay, here's a 15-cent hot stuff, number 99. Hot Stuff is he was the subject of many a truck stop waitress's tattoos. There's that ad that I've always loved so much for the giant door-sized monsters. I've been really sleepy today and not in the best of moods, but we're gonna have a nice dinner here soon, and that should cheer me up. Okay, so Silver Age hot stuff goes before Melvin Monster. Oh, here's some more of that freebie stuff. This was a exclusive preview of when Alex Ross did a Justice League. You know, he used actual models that posed for him, and whatever guy posed for Alex Ross for Superman for Kingdom Come, I mean, that was the guy they should have cast. That guy looks more like Superman than anyone, even Christopher Reeve. But Alex Ross is the greatest. I don't think he's happy with DC right now, so he's not doing any DC stuff. I think he's working for Marvel. He just did like 1 million covers to help sell comics that some of them aren't very good. It just seems like the whole industry, this is just a little flyer. It's Japanese. This has got to have some value to somebody. I like the Sailor Moon show. I don't remember where I got 2 copies of this flyer. I used to go to this Japanese grocery in Dallas called Kazi's, and I used to kind of collect a lot of that Japanese monster stuff in the 90s when I was hanging out with Joe Riley and stuff. And oh yeah, wow, this has got some memories to it that aren't interesting to you. Okay. I need a lot more supplies to do this project. Ooh, well, we've got some 50s comics here. Here's Gold Key Star Trek number 8. Always loved that Star Trek logo that looks like that. They used it on this comic and on some toys, but I think that would be I just think it's great. Oh wow, more 50s stuff. Oh, this stuff might be of interest to you. A lot of hot stuffs, jungle action. Yeah, this is all stuff I've shown you before, but who cares? It's like a blast from the past. Yeah. Oh, that's valuable. I'll show you what I'm talking about, don't worry. Here's a Western comic, The Ringo Kid. Real Screen Comics, number 39. Man, it's like Christmas morning here. These have to have boards, is the problem. That's what I was waiting on, and wow. Cool. Don't worry, I'm going to show you all of this stuff. I'm not trying to be an idiot here. Not trying to be, at least. Oh, here's a copy of Bunny. There's 2 copies of Bunny. Crypt Keeper of Castle Hills was showing some Bunny comics. And I saw he showed some of these, and I was thinking, wow, I wish I had that one. And it turns out I do. Okay. So Bunny was Harvey's attempt to do kind of an Archie type of comic. Look at those wow, the shoes. Just cool stuff. Wow. Just that outfit she's wearing. Cool. Yeah, it's groovy and far out, man. Okay, so bag. So I'm eager to play the music, but I'm gun shy of YouTube's policies. Okay, so I count Bunny as Silver Age. So put it down here. Real Screen. Oh shit. Oh, this is the pile here. This is Return of the Question. Mysterious Suspense. Steve Ditko. And I've got a bunch of these comics that I got at Duncanville Books. It's marked 12, but it was really 6. It's all from one collection, and if you look there, you can see in this. Okay, I gotta have my magnifying glass. Okay, I'm just getting. This is getting to be. I'm getting pissed now. Damn it, I found it. It says Stevie, Monday, December 14th, 1959. Houston. Oh, town honors. Does that say on? Oh no, Houston Townhouse, 1105. Oh, so that's the address. It's the mother that gave this to this child was very obsessive compulsive. She writes his name, she writes the exact date it was given to the child, and then she has the basically the address there. Now when it has the toy special in it, that means that this is coming out right before Christmas, and they would do that in these comics all through the 60s and even into the 70s when I was buying comics. They would do that, and that gives the kids a chance to see the toys that are out there, and then they can tell their parents, hey, I want this, this, and the other thing. Look at this wonderful Hot Stuff ad where he had the big giant oversized head. This comic smells wonderfully delightful. Something that you're missing out on, those of you that like to slab your comics. I'm a big asshole when it comes to slabbing comics. I'm always like always saying anti-CGC, because to me, keep your comics free where they can be read, and unless they're literally falling apart and they're worth thousands, you know. The guy that I was talking to, the clerk at Duncanville Books, the store I like to go to, and I said, well, how do you feel about slabbing comics? And he says, well, I only have one slabbed comic, and it's Showcase number 4. And he says it's literally falling apart, but, you know, I just want to keep it together, and so I understand that, and it's such a valuable comic. And I know, like, the owner of mycomicshop.com, Buddy Saunders, I saw him speak at the Dallas Fantasy Fair. You can watch him, you can watch his panel discussion if you type in Dallas Fantasy Fair Buddy Saunders into YouTube. But this is Casper number, this is a very early Casper, by the way. It's number 19. You can see it on YouTube. So that is something to seek out. It's interesting. Anyway, he doesn't have any slab comics in his personal collection. None. And so I don't know. To each his own, or her own. Listen to me. You would think this is only a guy's hobby. It is not. There are women that collect comics too. And I guess, I don't know. Whew. Okay, so Casper. Definitely Soul Rage and before. Okay, so then we got some of the Kirby DC stuff. And I remember the Demon coming out. Wow, okay. So let me go ahead and put it in a bag, even though I don't have any boards. I'm sure that this, my show earlier in this show tonight is probably not the most entertaining, watching me act grumpy and yeah. Okay, so that's definitely Bronze Age. 20-cent comic. But see, the way I've been filing the comics, I classify this as Silver Age, even though technically it isn't. I don't know. To me, I already explained it in a previous episode, but DC was 15 cents. They went up to 25 cents instead of going directly to 20 cents, and justified that decision by giving you 52 pages. When DC went back, no, I'm not going to put tape on it yet. DC went back down to 20 cents. When it went to 20 cents, then that's when I consider the Bronze Age starting for DC. Here's another bunny. Oh, look at that. Amazing. $1 art offer. Let's see this cat paint picture I got over there behind that Elvira that's fallen over. I don't know if I'm pointing the camera in the right place. I'll just kind of pan around. Hopefully you're seeing it. Okay, so put a bag on Bunny. Well, it's dark outside. Bunny, 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 bunny. This is a big one. They've even made little posters of little wall art you can buy that you can get like at Ross or Hobby Lobby or something of that cover. And then First Falcon. He doesn't look too happy there. Well, my wife was just reading an article. She was telling me that there's some headline and some news that she was reading that they're going to make Star-Lord bisexual in the comic books, because Marvel and DC there's a lot of social justice warrior people that want to do that, and some people are thinking it's also a way to kind of stick it to Chris Pratt for being a right-wing Christian, possible Trump supporter. If we make his character bisexual, then that should really hurt him, which I doubt he cares, because the people that watch the movies do not read the comics, and those characters were virtually unknown before the movie. Except for just not many comic people out there really knew anything about Guardians of the Galaxy. So the movie version is the main version, really, to the populace. Anyway, who knows what's going on there. I just know that I saw Iron Man was being lectured by, I forget what female Marvel hero, about his white privilege and stuff. Okay, this is April 1966, and this is obviously not any Captain Marvel you're aware of. And, it's not the Fawcett Captain Marvel that says Shazam, and it's not the Marvel Captain Marvel. It's a Captain Marvel that came in between, and his superpower was to split his body into different parts. So I think I've got a complete run of it. It's not considered one of the world's best comics, but I like the weird stuff and the unusual. And here he's got like bat kind of, he's like, basically he's fighting Batman. I mean, come on. That's what they were trying to hint at, I think. All new. Look, they made the bat suit a little darker, so it's not the identical gray as that Batman's suit is. They probably got some lawyers to stop breathing down their neck. This is a kind of a cool cover. Yes. Okay. Okay, what else can I entertain you with? Here's some more New Gods. I prefer, maybe it's sacrilege, but I prefer Kirby's Marvel work. Well, mainly because Kirby on his own, where he's doing his own writing, he needs someone to write dialogue. On his own, it's not the best writing, but it's some gorgeous art in these comics. Oh, look at this. Wow. I mean, this comic would have been coming out right about the time that I was really starting to buy comics, but these weren't the comics I was buying then. This is something I got later. This is not a childhood copy or anything. I think the first Kirby I probably bought was the Demon, just because I like monster comics, and then later the Fantastic Four Treasury Edition. That's what hooked me into everything, into the superhero world. Well, this is a super important comic. It's got a crease going down there. Let me just look at that. Damn. Yeah, this is a good time. What's going to happen in the world, I wonder? It's, Let me show you what I was laughing at. I saw some writing on the cover, so I was like, well, what does that say there? And it says Sandra, right? And I said, yeah, let me get my magnifying glass out so I can confirm that that says Sandra. But then I looked down to the bottom, and it definitely belongs to Sandra Connell. So they used to be these little tape guns, and you could spell out words, and then the tape gun would shoot out this plastic tape that would stick to things, so you could identify things as your property. Well, she just put it straight on her comic. So it's that, Archie knockoff. Millie the Model wasn't always. Millie the Model in the 60s and I think back into the 50s was drawn in a more realistic style, but by this point in the early 70s, 20 Cent, they had gone the route of trying to market it as just another Archie comic. And the art is beautiful. In fact, it could very well be the actual artist that did a lot of the Archie at that time, Dan DeCarlo. I'm thinking it is. If it isn't Dan DeCarlo, it's an amazing facsimile. Oh, I'm just in a real kind of blue mood today. I don't know. Maybe I'll feel better tomorrow. Oh, what do we got here? 1960s Wonder Woman. I've heard some good reviews of Wonder Woman 84 today. I mean, some outstanding reviews. And most of the things I'm seeing from it look good, but there's still this one scene where she's fighting these guys in a mall that's just like something ridiculous, where people go shooting up in the air. It was just so slapstick and dumb that hopefully that's not in the movie. Um, um, I don't know, because it looks so completely odd compared to everything else that I've seen from that movie. This is Wonder Woman number 132, by the way. It's a Yogi Bear birthday party. Ooh. This is I guess this is a subscription copy, because look how it got sent. That's George Carpenter, 215 Linda Lane, Irving, Texas. So you could type in that street address and look at the house that this was mailed to on Google Earth. You could even look George Carpenter up on Facebook and see if he's still around. Hey George, we've got your comic book. But you can do that, with a guy, but just out of curiosity. The original owner of the comic book, I just kind of like to see, what did he become, an astronaut? Did he become a bartender? What did he do with his life? You can kind of look people up on the internet, but if it's like that one that said Sandra Cannell, women change their last names when they get married, so it kind of wouldn't be able to track her down. This is Atlas Seaboard. Atlas Comics was an attempt to dethrone Marvel, and these comics lasted about 4 issues, but they had some great artwork. And this was their attempt to rip off Conan. Iron Jaw. Here's some of their other heroes trying to hawk products. Like they're already established heroes that you already know, like they're Captain America and Spider-Man, like you trust them. They wouldn't steer you wrong about buying Flintstones hobby kits, but you don't know who they are but I always loved that they had this ad for Planet of the Apes home movies. I was so into Planet of the Apes. Just seeing those words, Planet of the Apes, strung together. When I was in 4th grade when these came out, I can't tell you. But Iron Jaw's loincloth was a lot skimpier than Tarzan or Conan, and the girls wore a little bit less in these comics too. Here's another great series of ads. Overall, these comics were more violent and kind of twisted a little bit than regular Marvel comics. It was just something about them, like sometimes they'd say damn or something, I think, in these comics. It was something felt a little off, and that was because the guy that they hired to oversee the color comics, had worked for Warren Black and White Comics and was used to a little bit more freedom. And then Atlas also did some black and white comic magazines, and they got someone that used to work in color kids comics to do that, and it just was all kind of backastards the way they did it. It was Martin Goodman who was upset. He sold Marvel But when he sold Marvel, it was under the understanding that his son, Chip Goodman, would be able to continue on as the editor-in-chief. Instead, they put Stan Lee in, and he got pissed that his son was squeezed out of his cushy job, so he said, fuck it, I'm going to start my own comic book company, and I'm going to put my son in charge. And then he hired Stan Lee's brother, Larry Lieber. Stan Lee's real name is Stanley Lieber. Just his brother didn't change his name. He hired him to come in and head up the comics. And it was all very interesting. It was fun at the time, being a fourth grader, and see this whole new line of comics come out, because I felt like I was at the beginning of something exciting, and that these comics were going to become super valuable, because I felt like a kid must have felt in 62 or 63 buying those first Fantastic Four and Spider-Man comics. It's like, wow, I'm in on something. Everyone's talking about it in the letter pages. Everyone's saying this is the new this is the Marvel age of comics, and you kind of got suckered in. This was the first issue of it, and Neil Adams art, but ultimately it didn't pan out. And by the third issue, they were trying to change all the comics around a little bit to try to make them sell, and then I don't think any of them lasted past the fourth issue. Hot Stuff, 25 cents, so that's Bronze Age. I'm looking for Silver Age. 25 cents, Bronze Age. 20 cents, earlier Bronze Age. Does that say My Guy? Interesting. A 20 center. This is a childhood copy here. 25 cents. Look at that, a hula hoop. I love that. I love covers with record players and jukeboxes and people dancing. I feel really stymied without those boards, because I feel like I'm going to have to go back through and do I'm going to break my back twice. So I may want to call it quits and in this process until I get those boards. These are old 50s reprints, packaged this way, but then later on they would bring in Black Panther, and it was new comics, and so that's Jungle Action number 21, and this is number 3. So yes, indeed. Wow, this is a childhood copy, but it's a reprint of early 60s comic. And I remember buying this at the Mr. M in San Antonio, Texas. I showed you this before. I thought that's hilarious, the way he's punching right through him. There's another one that shows Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu, also punching through a Man Thing. But I showed this to you before. It says Marvel 2-on-1. And when I was a kid, this was the Guardians of the Galaxy. These guys up there. That's the character that Michael Rooker plays. Or played, I guess they killed him off. But anyway, these are the old original Guardians of the Galaxy that they kind of introduced at the very end of the last Guardians of the Galaxy that were, Sylvester Stallone and those guys. Yeah, but whatever. I better, I don't know. I better, better start putting this stuff away. This was comic I bought at Lone Star Comics back in the 70s that made me feel like $1 million because I was getting an old 10-cent comic, and I just felt like, wow, I'm a big-time comic collector now. But those didn't have much value. I just got them for a couple of bucks. And I don't know that they have any value really now either. But they're cool. Yeah, this episode was supposed to be me showing you not brand X. And that will be soon. That'll either be tomorrow or the next day. Tomorrow I gotta go to the doctor, and they might dilate my eyes with the little eye drops. And if they do that, then I'm not going to be in any condition to be making a video. If they don't do that, then I'll show you all the issues of not brand X tomorrow. So yeah. Also, I'm not feeling that good. I think I ate something that didn't agree with me. Okay. So. All right. What do I need to do here? Okay. Let's see. This is I just think this is funny. A funny prop. You know, guys, make sure that you stay tuned for the next exciting issue of the Grottu Orloff television program. It kills him every time. A hilarious prank. I've opened my last like 4 or 5 videos with that little prank. Okay. So I had this phone. I'm recording this with a phone. I've got it plugged in so the battery wouldn't die, right? And this is how I'm filming it. So I've got this poodle here, and inside this poodle is a wine bottle, right? And so I had the phone mounted right here to film me here. And that's what I was doing. Okay, and then this light over here was what was lighting me. And this light gets super hot, so I gotta turn it off and be real careful about it. I'm gonna put that down on the floor, and then I'm gonna close these drapes so the neighbors can't see in at night. You know, they voted for Joe Biden, so they're not trustworthy. How do I know that? I'm sorry, I'm holding. Oh, I put my hand right over the camera. I know that because the communist swine, they put a American flag up on the day that they announced that Biden had won, and then they took it down a couple days later. What treasonous communist swine. Okay. Let's see what we can do. Oh, there's Pete there. Sleeping, waiting here. How you doing, Pete? You doing all right? Well, I'll be seeing you.